14 and a half minutes or 15 minutes, to get 18 free throws in that little amount of time and impact the game the way that he did in that little amount of time, he was dominant tonight. We're going to talk a lot about Joel, and we should. I hope the next question's about Dario.
Next question about Dario. How about Dario? He was 5 for 8 from 3.
And we're playing around with looking at people in different spots. We played him at a 5 tonight. He pulled Mozgov out. He did a decent job defensively on the big fella, and the big fella had a hard time, chasing Dario out to the 3-point line. But those two guys, especially tonight, Joel and Dario, I thought played extremely well.
Do you also think this is good for Dario to know that, you don't have to be in the starting lineup, you can come in and do this and have a successful role with this team?
That's how he's wired. He's an amazing teammate. He's been sort of wired like this for a long time. He wants to win, and he will, fulfill a role, whatever it takes for us to go as a team, find a way to win. And I think that the versatility that he offers us, both playing some 4, I do intend on looking at him at some 5. Makes him just a real fantastic sort of teammate and an improving player. We forget sometimes he's only, him going into his second year.
Joel, the free throws accounted for a lot of Joel's scoring, but how does he do something like what he did? Just, for 10 months coming out there, physicality or just...
I think it's an accumulation, it's a combination of all the things that we've spoken so much about Joel, and the reason that he was paid what he was paid. He has a very unique and versatile skill package. The 7'2" we get, the 200 and whatever pounds, we get, but he can shoot a 3, he can make free throws, he can post up, he can face up, and it's just a very sort of potent offensive package that people have to game plan for, and we see the impact that he makes on the defensive end, all over the place. Something like tonight will remind us all that's why he was paid what he was paid.
What does Joel do to get to the line as frequently as he does, from what you see from this?
I think he's very clever on drawing fouls and going through people's arms if they aren't disciplined, really showing refs the hands, anything that's out, like he baits, really exposes the foul. He's so physical that the collision, I think exposes fouls. And it's not always from a post-up. I think, I'll be curious, but my gut says that a lot of the fouls drawn were in a face-up. Maybe just, drove through people instead of back people down. All those things give him an opportunity to, make the refs call a foul.
Brett, can you talk about that reserve unit that you used tonight and how they were, especially Timothy and DJ?
They were energy, and you saw how we tried to sub it to keep fresh bodies on the floor. For the most part, we went with a pretty tight rotation. To your point, TJ, he finds a way to help us. He really finds a way to help us. And, everybody's wondering where does he fit in when you start looking at the group. He has to be on the court, during an NBA game for us. And it showed the reasons why tonight. I think Timotei, his speed, his breakaway, sort of run a lane speed, and now his ability to slowly grow the opportunity to make shots, makes him somebody that we continue to really, really look at. Those two guys off the bench were fantastic.
Do you know yet if Joel will play on Friday?
I do not.
When you compare to last year, what did you most like about Joel tonight?
Because we haven't had him, you just reminded when you do have him how much he can impact winning. And all the things that I've just said, leading up to your question, are what you're reminded of. What we saw him do, lots of what we saw tonight last year. And I just think that once he can play basketball, not be looking at a clock on a minute restriction, and we can all look down instead of 15 minutes, 14 and a half, we look down and like, oh, he's 32 minutes. Then you get into like a more just natural playing rhythm, and that's where we aspire to ultimately get to.
Brett, speaking of Dario, what kind of a ceiling do you think there is for him? When you look at what he did last year and how he's in the running for the Rookie of the Year, and what do you think is the ceiling for him? Do you have something that you want him to improve on at this point?
Well, he has. We said you have to make threes at a higher rate. And, it comes with spacing the floor. If you went to our court, you'd see the tape and the lines we have on the floor. It comes with getting your legs more into your shot. I think last year his shot was very flat. We tried to get about 6 to 8 more inches on his shot on the arc of the ball. But it starts with his preparation, and it really starts with the lift on his legs, and he's got to stretch the floor. Like once you stretch the floor, your world and our world changes. And he's done that. He's really invested time doing that. And then I just think, the knowledge of the league. Although we communicate fine, times there's a little bit of a language barrier, but because he's been with me now for a year, it's a little bit less and less, and his teammates less and less. And the knowledge of the NBA and referees and personnel, that's an accumulated sort of thing that doesn't show up on a stat sheet. Those two things are the areas that will continue to grow him.
It's been since January. Have you, when Joel fell down a couple of times, are you still, what's the reaction there?
I mean, just what we all probably feel. He doesn't know any other way to play. He plays hard, and he plays with reckless abandon, and he comes, flying in for something, at the rim, and then sails into the front row, or stalks somebody down defensively and punches a ball, with a violent type of block, and that's just what he does. And, we talked before the game, I hope he plays in his mind slower than I thought he was going to tonight. Like, he was okay, but it still tilts on reckless. And I think with time playing, that reckless abandon can be more tempered. It can be, perhaps better thought through when you're not on this ridiculous, you're in, you're out type format.
So it was important for you to see a collective effort like this from the team. Was it important to see this regardless of how big the win was, or even if it was a win before you guys went into the regular season collectively?
I believe it was. They work just incredibly professionally. I respect this room. They put in time. Yet we really sort of haven't played that well. A few periods against the Celtics at home was okay. Other than that, I think, at times it's been disappointing defensively. Some of it you can justify, some of it's I'm shuffling everything around, trying to look at different things. And so we're trying to get a little bit tighter before we open up with the Wizards. And tonight, gave us something to be proud of. It validated, I think, the work that these guys have put in. I think they were put in a position to succeed more because I did shrink the rotation and tighten some things up. But I do believe that it was a needed lift.
You gave Justin a lot of run tonight. What did you see out of him that might suggest he might be separating himself from Nick as he really got to fight for that rotation spot?